Chicago gonna be first up. Over for the team 2. We got us a Pantorico back out as a Retribution Paladin. Massive alien blast by Chicago as Pantora having to bubble it immediately, getting knocked up in air. Chicago trying to see if they can be punched right through the bubble barrier. Couldn't quite do it. Stun. Chicago having to go for a trinket. Pantora no hold on. Shield of it is gonna pop, and Chicago does go in for a wall. That's gonna be Cookie Trap. Pantora may be in a bit of trouble and try to see if he can bail out of there. Does he get out of it? Trying to do the best he can. Oh, but does go down. Chicago beats him over the head with those big clubs. Cleopatra going to be up next on that Shadow. I wonder if they're trying a different build. We got his claws on the Feral Druid. Cleo still sticking to the Mindbender build, but I wonder if they're going for like the Mindbender, full Mindbender playstyle here. I don't see the Mindbender really doing like... Oh, actually a lot of damage to Chicago with Mind Games to follow. Chicago may be in a bit of trouble. DPs are rolling up on him over and over, just absolutely stacking up the damage. And as long as Cleo can get himself some decent numbers here, some decent procs, then maybe able to get some damage on Chicago. I wonder what kind of a build Cleo may be running. I don't know if they're running, I know they're running a Shadow Ward Death build of sorts, but I don't know if they're running like the Shadow Flame Pet Prism. Knocking up Cleo up in the air. Does Thunderstorm get a shorter cooldown if you use the knockup version of it? Or is it maybe a PvP talent that gives it a shorter cooldown? Because it feels like Chicago could use it quite often, actually. Leap it over to Cleo with a gust of wind. It trapped him on Shadow as Cleo trying to see if he can back up out of there. Chicago is seeing the Siphon is going to have to focus the thing down a little bit as the Mind Gaze comes out for Cleo with a Mind Blast to follow. Chicago taking a bit of damage right now. Trying to see if he can maybe survive. There's going to be VTs for Cleo. Get knocked up in there. Can't really do much. Stun on Chicago with a Void Eruption. Oh my goodness. Shadow Ward Death. Void Eruption stun combo. It's actually quite deadly. And Chicago on the tree coming back up in just mere seconds, boys. But Cleopatra holding their own, I guess, and enhanced with Shaman. Arhi up next? I am very surprised you guys are not sending Demon Hunters out, because those guys barely got to play last time. Cleo's gonna have to try to see if they can maybe fight through Arhi. Gonna be Ghosts joining in as the fear comes out immediately. Trinkets it. What was that burst? I'm sorry, what? That was not a Storm Strike, right? What was that? Huh? I'm sorry, he just ran over, just hit him once. What was that? What just killed him? It looked like a single Storm Strike. What? Oh my god. Yo, what was that? Kiosk gonna be up next as a BM, as the chat rightfully pointed out. What's one of your pets right now? What is that? It's a mechanical squirrel. That's why I was thinking, like, is that a scarab or something? No, it's just like armor plated instead of a chitin. As Kioska trying to see if we can back up out of the letter that supposed to work. Thundershock is only 30-second CD, by the way. Really? Wait, Thundershock? Is Thundershock the knockup version of Thunderstorm? Really? That's actually pretty good then. Ari trying to see if he can approach Kiosko. I wonder what kind of build they got going on. So I'm seeing Bestial Wrath in there. So probably a big pet build. Stun to Kiosko. Get him mauled by these pets that go for a big chompers in there. As Cobra shots are flying in. And Arhi getting hit with a scatter shot. As Kiosko trying to make sure there's a max range versus Arhi. Trying to keep us on him at all times. There's going to be pets maybe charging back in. Those pets are going to do quite a bit of damage. Lead by Arhi is trying to close the gap. Thunder onto Kiosko. Does have a disengage. Is going to go for survival of the fittest and trying to reduce as much damage as he can. Big Yellow Blast. Probably good that he had survival of the fittest rolling for that one. Arhi taking a bit of damage himself right now though. Got a self-ascendance if he wants to. Freezing Trap right afterwards as Kiosko just trying to see if he can get himself a little bit of survivability. Looking for that self-heal. It looks like he got himself some kind of a self-heal rolling in. I think maybe it's that leech from the pets. Maybe he's got that double leech pet. And maybe that leech is what's keeping him alive, because I know hunters have some survivability, but not a lot of like passive healing. So definitely something's keeping him alive. Already taking lots of damage, massive damage out of these pets. The kill commands are just chomping right through him, taking huge chunks out of him. As Ari goes in for a sentence, freezing trap stops him in place, but it doesn't last long at all with that scatter. It does get a pretty big DR. Stun, but Kioska looking to see if he can maybe end Ari, trying to make sure that he got a max range. Ari can get wind strikes from range though. Try to see if he can just slowly crawl towards Kioska as sentence does dissipate. The ghosts are there to answer the call though. Massive Yellow Blast as Chaos goes in for feign death, basically immuning the Yellow Blast, or at least taking 99% less damage from the thing, which is actually kind of massive. Archie may be in a bit of trouble here. Kind of half-ish on health. Kiosk can break it out of this roots. The pets though are rooted. You need to get the Archie back towards those pets. Drink it out of the freezer trap. Next stun could be very, very deadly. If you can get Archie on the back foot, get him low on health, stun him, lock him down, and get those kill commands in before he can pop a wall, you could be in a great position. Archie just turned attention onto these pets. trying to see if he can create some more damage, some more Maelstrom pets, continues to get rooted back to back, but they're still fairly healthy. Leap it over towards Kiosk. He just closed that gap so easily. As Kiosk got himself a scatter onto Arhi. Maybe looking to back up out of the freezing trap, gives him a little bit extra of that CC capability. As again, Arhi back to crawling towards Kiosk. Got himself Ghost, so it's good pre-wall his damage. If you can pre-wall a stun, pre-walls as the sun comes out. This is where Kiosk is trying to see if he can maybe make a play, but that wall is going to keep Arhi alive. So that's a perfect pre-wall for Arhi. As just trying to close the gap with Kiosk. I don't think Arhi has a knockback Thunderstorm ability. Trying to see if he can stun Kiosk. Does get the trapper in place. Looking to blast him out. Big yellow blast right after. Got himself Ghost Roast to follow into a scatter versus Arhi. Kiosk diving into that camo immediately. What was that trick with camo? He went for scatter, feign death, camo, immediately disengage over to the side. That was so perfect. That was actually such a smooth, quick vanish. Out of sight. Is going to get the pets back in. Trying to see if he can kite Arhi towards that charge trap. Is going to kite him right through it. The root totem is going to root these pets though. The earth grab one. Is it earth grab? I can look it up real quickly. It is a earth grab. It is earth grab. Okay, cool. I can kind of sort of get the tooltip show up on the bottom right sometimes. Not always though. Scatter onto Arhi. He's still stalwart. He's still hanging in here, man. Service a duel. 40% dampening. Isn't really feeling like much. Thunder into Kioska is the new Papa defensive. Kiosk trying to see maybe that'll give him a bit more survivability. Stun to Arhi, locking down, could be pretty bad for him. Arhi has a bit of Maelstrom, has mana for it. But Kiosk trying to see if he can finish him right here if he can. Kiosk separated from his best for a second. Big Ellen Blast to follow. And Kiosk having to dive into a turtle. Big immunity for him for a second. Definitely needs to go for as much recovery as possible. That dampening is going to make it harder for Kiosk to recover. Next Ellen Blast can be really deadly. Scatter shot immediately onto Arhi. Dropping down charge trap immediately just to make it harder for Arhi to approach. Hitting him with a slow, but Arhi keeping the flame shock rolling at all times. Next, Ellen Blast. Is that crits? Oh, I don't think it crit, but definitely did a lot of damage. Definitely did a number of Kiosk's health. Freeze the trap to follow. Does have a trigger for it. Root onto Kiosk with a sun totem after that thunder. I think he just capped him out with a lightning bolt afterwards. Oh my god. Arhi played that so well just now. That was such a good move just there, boys. Claw's gonna be up. Second to last. Trying to see if he can take down Arhi. Full blades around him. Arhi has a wall for this, and so that'll help him mitigate some of the damage. Dropping down the healing totem, which if he builds himself right, should give him a lot more healing for a little bit. Into an Ascendance. Trying to see maybe if he can get that Ascendance to proc versus Claws. Wall by the Feral. I think he may just have Arhi here, and I think Arhi got not a lot of survivability left at 21% dampener. With Filippo going to be up next as a Demon Hunter. Trying to see if he maybe could take down Claws. That is a class with a lot of survivability of Claws with hybrid potential. But Filippo has a lot of damage to answer to. Does he play the minute? He does play the 2 minute. Oh, so you got 10% more Versa. Blasted right through Claws. Actually, maybe we'll take it down. Oh, take it down fairly quickly. Is Strand ready? Strand, try to see if you can maybe take down Filippo. Does hit him with a stun. Gonna be a haunt as he trick inside of it. Does root Strand in place for a second. Try to go for a bit of blade dance. My god, the damage out of the Demon Hunter. Strand may have to play very, very defensively here. May need a scatter shot or something. Try to go for kill shots back to back versus Filippo. Does charge right over to him. So I'm starting to think, chat, is that Coordinated Assault that has a blue look to it? Or is that... Oh! Filippo just, I don't know, we just exploded with a fellow on the boy, and the man just died to against to a bleed. Oh my god. That's a lot of damage there. Oh, Filippo popped off there. Demon Hunter, dude. Maybe we should send out these Demon Hunters first. I know these Shamans like being in the spotlight, but I wonder how fast a Demon Hunter could wipe everybody out, because it looked like the man didn't really need healing, and we were pretty high dampening. I wonder if they could go for 1v5. Huge.